and that should be soak. Illidan is at the bot lane. He has the hunt, so he's currently trying to make sure that he gets a bit of extra soak. But Ruby saw that rotation coming. Expert even speeding it up with a portal. But now Fnatic will hit that 13. And you can really tell, once level 10 was reached, Expert got so much more careful.
Yeah.
Before level 10, exploit the Abathur. After level 10, be really careful what you commit to.
Now it's all about dancing and trying to find ways where this guy, Illidan, can find room to make something happen. Finally, he does. He gets a 4 on the bottom left. It was an exchange for Fnatic taking the Punisher, so Fnatic can answer back well if they play aggressively in this top lane. But Illidan getting some value on that bottom. Greymane will be the one to come down and fight him. So we actually have Quacknix versus a Thorough here on the right.
Yeah, and together with Abathur, that's of course a battle that Quacknix is going to win. Aethero knows that too and has to move out. That's the big danger when you're facing in a one-on-one against someone that has an Abathur on their team. So Fnatic got the Punisher for free up at the top. Get a fort out of it. Should get a fort out of it. Will get a fort out of it. There we go.
On the fly cast in there from Kaldor.
But I'm even more worried about the level 16 talent, as I said. I just think that the amount of CC for Fnatic is going to make it so difficult. Illidan's about to fall. He is actually dead.
Yeah, he actually hunted in there, going for the fight against Quacknix with the Apple Hat coming out. He's able to take the fight. ADRD drops the leyline seal, but I don't think they can follow this up that well. They can't.
Yeah.
Nick deciding not to pull out the Dragon Blade, and that goes a big heroic here from Team Expert. And Fnatic has the chance to go ahead and push in, take this fort away, and take whatever they would like, as they have 60 seconds before Leyline Seal is up and 15 before Illidan's on the field.
I want to be surprised by Expert now. This is really the point where I'm looking at those comps and I'm looking at the draft and I'm saying there's no way Expert is winning this. Absolutely no way. I just don't see how. And I want Expert to just show me that I'm completely wrong and that they have something figured out where they are saying, even against all those CCs, we are just going to body Fnatic in later team fights. Because if you give up your Shrine fight already on 13, what are you doing on 16?
Giving it up again, especially with APOC being up.
You can't do that all the game long. You can abuse the Illidan and play the map. You can go for the side soak and try to make sure that you are getting the pressure in. But at some point, you will have to engage into a team fight. And that's the moment when I want to see how they played. If they can, maybe with an isolation on the leyline seal and good play around Medivh, make it work. Great sanctification could maybe turn the tides of the battle. But I just want to see that because Expert are that team that can make these things happen.
I think Holy Ground definitely is going to be key for them around the Shrine phase. So that may be the chance for them to move in when they get that 16. And they need to find a way to get a target picked off. Arthas in particular might be the easiest one for them. Diablo with a Regen Glove nearby, or even an Uther with the heals, is going to be a bit hard to kill, especially with having so many souls available.
We have Domination now taken, so you have the cooldown reset on the Shadow Charge. We're seeing Envenomed Spines, we have Soma Transference, Execution has been picked up. Remorseless Winter is another great talent. The amount, with Benediction now in, this is what I was scared about, that 16 talent, the amount of crowd control that exists on Fnatic's side is mind-blowing.
Remorseless Winter, as you're mentioning, just get up on any target here. If you get on that Rhaegar, there's no way that Rhaegar is escaping, especially with the Uther heals being available, especially him not giving that Wolf Run at level 1. Fnatic is going to be looking to control these shrines. Team Expert is probably the last chance here to win a team fight. Let's see if they can pull it off. The harassment comes on top of Breeze.
Totemic Protection, by the way, on 7 picked up by Rhaegar. I just want to highlight it quickly. I don't think we have talked about it. Have you mentioned it?
No,
I might have missed it, but yeah. So we have a huge amount of focus into the totem here, with now the Earthquest totem taken on 16. So that might be one of the things where they feel they can lock a target down to an extent where they can get the damage out. It's really interesting talent.
Leyline Seal only hits Wubby and he easily walks away. Schwimpy with the Ultimate Evolution walks in the fight, and Team Expert is just dancing.
Yeah, they're just dancing. They're doing nothing else, and the top is pushing against them. There it is. There's coming the Ancestral. Schwimpy on the copy is in a little bit of trouble, but still alive. Apoc comes out. We already have the Sank gone through. He stuns ADRD once, twice, bodies him into the ground. He survives barely, but Genji is already dead, and we're seeing Fnatic chasing down Medivh. Quacknix wants the kill. He's gonna get it. The hunt comes in, and Aethero at least gets a counter kill. Greymane has fallen, but the rest of Team Fnatic is still chasing Expert across the map.
The entire fight was all over the place, but it looks like Fnac's going to be the one to walk away with the victory. However, a Thorough coming in is going to be enough to keep everyone at bay, but the Punisher gets picked up. There's a Merc camp pushing in the top right, already on the keep, and the Punisher going to be pushing on the bottom right. So Fnatic's in a spot here where they can move in and at least try to grab one keep in particular. With them not having Greymane, they may have to be a bit more careful, but they still have the pressure.
Greymane steps was also a result of him chasing Medivh. He was moving so far away from Uther that Uther couldn't help him once that Illidan hunted in. So that was great from the side from Ethereal. Really good read, seeing that immediately and saying, yes, he took down Medivh, but I still can get him. Once again, we're having flying in. This time, Breeze, is he going to try and get the overpower there? Goes once, there comes the stun. Perfect stun, absolutely perfect. They don't get the kill, but just look how fast Ethereal dropped there.
Without damage. That's just the tanks and a healer.
Yeah, Breeze let him chase him a little bit, and once he said, hey, look at that, there's a wall, you know what? Wall, Illidan, Illidan, wall. Here's the introduction, and as you said, without Greymane, they nearly killed him, just with a tank.
It's pretty ridiculous there. The Diablo Shadow Charge coming in there, helping out with the kills. And Fnatic is going to be at 18-17. They have 2 keeps low. Expert did defend all their keeps. I was worried for them to lose one, but with the Greymane being picked off, luckily for them, they were able to defend pretty well. But 20 around the horizon. So Expert is trying to force a fight. They're looking for Wubby in particular to be overextended, but with Breeze and the rest of the crew here, they get away easily.
Yeah, and now we have an entire level lead for Fnatic. They're looking strong on the map right now. The 16 talents are still... I'm really liking what we're seeing for Rhaegar here. I think that is super cool to see that we have now the Colossal Totem, then the Totemic Protection. So you have the duration increase, and you can reactivate it. So you're basically proccing the Earthgrass Totem twice. I haven't really seen that yet in competitive play, and especially not in HGC. So you give up the cleanse. That's the one thing that I feel is odd about it, because you go up against so many stuns here that giving up the cleanse feels like a misclick, but then you see this massive synergy with 3 talents taken into Totem, so it must be on purpose, but lacking the cleanse is an issue. Illidan dying off-center here, but we have now a massive push up at the top, and Fnatic is just showcasing again how dangerous this comp is.
Yeah, they're moving in, looking for a keep to get 20. Breeze actually sees Stereo on the backside, gets him against the wall there. Introductions continue for Breeze. He's being very nice and introducing everybody in the game to walls. Breeze, at the same time, will be in the front line, continuing to deal with the pressure coming in from Person and Nick, while Avatar is clearing out waves and working on 20.
Yeah, and I'm actually wrong. So the reapplying of the with the Totemic Protection doesn't proc the level 16 talent.
It's the same duration, you just move it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I actually thought it reapplies it again. Because it basically says it reactivates it, but it does not proc the level 16 talent, so my bad. Good that we have that cleared up. But once again, they're going in here. Curse Bull is out. APOC is used. 3 hits. There comes stun after stun after stun. And Bad Benny, he can't get anything. Interrupt against the Sanct, and he is down. Just look at the stuns.
More stuns coming in from a thorough, though. Lane 9 Seal on the back line. They turn around to kill Diablo, but Diablo just gets out.
Yeah, it was the second Diablo. It was the copy. So we have Shrimpy even going for Diablo copies just to make sure that they have even more CC. I mean, this is crazy, especially against no cleanse.
Expert's trying to keep up with the fight here. They think this is a chance to move in, and they just get thrown across the wall.
This is just... Fnatic is playing ping pong. They stopped playing Heroes of the Storm, they're just playing ping pong at this point. They're pushing everybody around. They are the bullies on the schoolyard at this point. They're just pushing the kids into walls the entire time, slamming them around, pushing them again, double Diablo, getting the Uther stuns in. Expert is expertly taken apart here. The level 20 for Fnatic. We have 8 kills against 2, and now they're going for the core to just drop them here. Fnatic is looking fantastic in this, and I feel a lot came down to the draft here.
Well, Fnatic gets a second victory here as they continue to win into placements of the Storm here. Breeze is completely doing well on that Diablo, but yeah, it seemed like when we got to the mid-game to the late game, there was never a moment for Genji in particular to even get anyone weak. They were just controlled way too heavily. I like the idea of the Rhaegar build. The more I think about it, I've played it in the past against multiple melees, and it can be strong, but you need a kiter that can auto-attack as you keep moving backwards, so you can start to get advantage and cage back in. Medivh doesn't really give that, and nor does it Genji.
For me, it's really just that I like the aggression from the draft. I love it. I really think this draft against a different composition can do very well. But as I said when we headed into the game, there is no, in my personal opinion, there's no way Expert wins this. Because once that level 10 is hit and once that you have the copy on Abathur, how do you win a team fight? There's just nothing you can do. With so many walls around the minion spots, with Breeze just always finding a wall to push the targets in, there is just no way. In the early game, Fnatic gives up the 2 first shrines because they say, well, we have an Abathar, we're not really too comfortable here. If they snowball against you, we die. So let's side soak with the Abathar, delay them a little bit, but don't commit to anything here. And once level 10 is hit, they just go always in the fight. They can copy a Greymane, they can copy a Diablo, and it's just stun time. It's just one CC after another. And once 16 is hit in particular, especially against the combination that doesn't run a cleanse, there's absolutely no way. You get a reset on your Shadow Charge whenever you flip someone over, which means Breeze basically has 3 stuns available to him, plus the Apocalypse, a double stun on Uther, then the copy on Diablo. What is Genji gonna do? What is Illidan gonna do?
I can't
he
answer.
Jumps in and he dies.
I'm not expert.
I don't get it.
You're yelling at me. All right, guys. Game number 3 is coming your way, and we'll see if Expert can find a way to control the pressure here from Fnatic. We'll be right back.